up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Monica, and today is a trying to make a video using the stuff I got during the Sephora sale. Ideally, I wanted to film and upload this video last week, but I had to get part of the stuff in store and part of it online, and the stuff that I ordered online did not get here until Thursday of last week, and my upload days are Friday, so that just was not going to work out. So we're doing it this week. I'm very excited. We've got some brand new launches in here, and then we've got some stuff that has been out for like maybe a half a month, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, but I haven't checked them out yet because I wanted to wait until the sale to get everything that was on my wish list. I haven't bought anything from Sephora since the last sale that was in the fall, and once I realized that I wasn't purchasing anything about in January, I was like, anything that was in my bag, I told myself, we're just gonna wait until the spring sale, which I knew would probably be in April, which it was, and I purchased everything then, repurchases, new products, and I'm very excited to jump into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig into the bag and start trying some new makeup. So the first thing I have to try out is the new Makeup by Mario matte palette. It's called the Neutrals. I have been eyeing the Patrick Ta matte palette for a while now. I've talked about wanting it, but when I saw this one come out, I was like, oh, this is the one I want instead. I have the Ethereal Eyes from Makeup by Mario, which I think is still in stock on Makeup by Mario's website, but it is a limited edition thing. I love the mattes in that palette. I've been eyeing the other matte palette for a while, but it wasn't quite my speed with the shades. This one is very much my speed. I'm gonna scoot you a little bit closer, and we're gonna start trying this out. I'm very, very excited because honestly, I'm a sucker for a good matte palette. And I love Makeup by Mario, or Mario. I'm not really sure how he pronounces his name. I think it's Mario, but I love his formula. All right, so I'm going to start off with the shade M2, and I'm gonna take it on the A503 brush from BK Beauty, and I'm just gonna take it all in the crease. I love the matte eyeshadows in the Ethereal Eyes palette, so I have high hopes for this. And honestly, I think that if I do like it, if this does meet my expectations or even exceeds, which I could see happening honestly, this will probably be a palette that I turn to a lot on the daily because it's just got all the perfect neutrals for every day, as well as some glam shades, like neutral glam shades that I think will be beautiful if you're wanting to like give your makeup look a little bit of an oomph. That applied beautifully. I mean, not a whole lot is going on. It's just beautiful in the crease. I'm now going to go into the shade MN6. I really like this shade because it's got a little bit of a pinky undertone, like a rosy. I think it'll be so beautiful. I've got it on the A503 brush again. Just love this brush so much. I know the Angie Hot and Flashy brushes have been like blowing up on TikTok, especially the concealer brush. I've loved these brushes since they came out like it's almost 2 years ago or something. It's crazy. They came out right after we bought this house, and I tried them out in this room, and this room was literally so empty. There was nothing in here except for the desk, and at the time my phone. I was recording on my phone. That looks beautiful. I mean, once again, just a nice neutral eye. I am going to take the A502 brush. It's a teeny tiny little brush, like a smaller version of the A503, and I'm going to go into the shade MN8, and I'm just gonna kind of take this in a more detailed fashion in my crease. I just think this is going to be so pretty, give a little bit of a smoky look without too much. I don't want to go too much today, but I do want to try more than one shade, which is probably what I would use in this palette. I'd probably use MN2 on the daily, and then maybe a little bit of MN4, that light shade, because honestly, I feel like that would just be the perfect everyday matte look. All right, so I'm loving this. It's very neutral, hence the name. I'm going to go into the shade MN4, and I'm just gonna take it on this flat brush. This is the Be Stope flat brush. I don't even know where you get Be Stope. I think it's like from Five Below or something, but really any flat brush is kind of what I use for a matte shade. With shimmers, I actually go with my finger, but I bet this would be great for shimmers as well. So I'm loving this. I'm gonna finish off with the shade MN11 just to kind of align my lashes, or like my lash line, and I'm gonna use the E06 brush from Sigma. It's a winged liner brush, but you can see how teeny tiny it is. It's perfect for using shadow, like as your liner, because you can get it really close to the lash line, which is what I'm doing, because I think it looks so nice and really kind of helps fill out the lash line a bit. All right, so safe to say I love this. This met and exceeded my expectations. I love his eyeshadow formula, and the mattes are just so blendable and pigmented and just so easy to work with. I love the shades in here. I have a feeling I'm going to be reaching for this a lot for both daily and more glam looks. I'm excited to kind of dig into this shade. Probably going to be using that a lot more when it gets cooler again, because I kind of base my makeup looks off of like the season. So I do like warmer looks in the summer and then cooler looks in the fall, but I love this. I think I'm going to be reaching for it a lot. So yeah, 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, 100 out of 10. It's great. So over on Instagram, which if you don't follow me, by the way, go follow me over there. Shameless plug. Also follow me on TikTok and Facebook if you'd like. I put a story up on Instagram and asked which one of these foundations or foundation type products you wanted me to try. We got the Ilia Skin Rewind Complexion Stick, so it's like a foundation stick. I really like the Fenty one, so I have high hopes for this. Then I've got the Supergoop Protectant Daily SPF. This is like a tinted sunscreen. I'm really excited to try both of these, but today we're going to be trying this one because it won. I'll probably try this out in like a short or whatever. This, however, I was just looking at the ingredients and I didn't notice this, but this is not just a mineral sunscreen like I thought it was. I thought it was just going to be purely mineral, because I usually find that in order to take the, to put a tint in a sunscreen, it's to cancel out a mineral SPF ingredient, which is zinc oxide, because it's very pasty. But this is actually mineral and chemical mixed together. It's got zinc oxide, homosalate, and octosalate, so I'm a little nervous for my skin. As you can see, we're not completely clear over here. This is actually a burn from my curling iron. I burned my forehead right before I had to go to the DMV to update my license, so that's excellent. This, however, is a breakout or a recovering breakout, and I've got a couple of active breakouts over here. I tried a new moisturizer last week. It's a very high-end one that's recommended by a lot of dermatologists, and it broke me out. And I had a feeling it was gonna break me out because I'm pretty sure it has essential oils in it. So that's what we're dealing with today. And now I'm nervous to put this on, but we're gonna try it on anyway. Hopefully it will not make my skin worse. Prayers for my skin. I got this in the shade 20C, by the way. I was gonna get 14N, but when I picked it up in store, 14N was far too light. So we've got 20C. This is a 1.18 full ounces, so you get more than an ounce. I love the size of the container. Ooh, that was really attractive. It's quite compact, which is great. I feel like I'm just gonna put this on with my fingers. That's how I normally apply these kind of products. I don't know what to expect from coverage, because my favorite SPF, the Tower 28 one, actually provides a decent amount of coverage, and it's got several different shades. That is a purely mineral sunscreen. I highly recommend it. Pretty sure it's cheaper than this too. I just scratched my chin. So I'm just gonna put this on a palette, and we're just gonna kind of dot it on my face. And I feel like that's a pretty good shade match. I'm very fair. I need to self-tan. I tried on a skirt the other day at Target, and I took a picture of myself in it to show Thomas, to see like what he thought of the skirt, and he was like, the skirt looks good, but your legs look really pasty. And I was like, excuse me, you're a redhead. But honestly, we're both of equal pastiness, so I don't really have much of a leg to stand on there, but neither did he pointing it out. All right, so I'm just gonna like rub it in and hope for the best. Like I said, don't know what to expect from the coverage, because this really is marketed and labeled as like a tinted SPF. But I do love that this comes in multiple different shades, because the Tower 28 one has that leg up against most tinted SPFs, because like the Elastin skincare one, which I do love as well, it's only one shade. It comes in one shade, and it's far too dark. When I'm using it, like when I'm not self-tanned, which is the time that like it would match me perfectly, I have to mix it with another SPF, which it looks really nice like that, but it would be nice if I had the option, you know? Considering most of the year I am quite white. This has a very smooth finish and feel. It's very nice feeling. It says no synthetic fragrance, but it does kind of smell like salt. That's pretty much the only way to describe it. Not giving a ton of coverage. I feel like it's quite glowy, which is fine. Most tinted SPFs, or I guess SPFs in general, are quite glowy. I don't feel like it gave me much coverage. I am nervous for my skin with those chemical sunscreen ingredients in there, but it's fine. I'm just gonna go in with a second layer and just kind of see if this builds or if it pills. Kind of rhymed. We're just gonna see. I did already put SPF on like with my skincare, so this isn't my sole form of SPF, but honestly that's probably how I would use it in the future. Today we're trying it out as a foundation because I love using tinted SPFs as foundations, especially in the summer when I, you know, tend to get more sun exposure. All right, so I think it's provided with those like 2 layers. It's provided like a light medium. You can definitely still see like my pigmentation coming through. It does look really nice. I definitely think that I would use this as a tinted sunscreen instead of like a foundation product. I am nervous, like I said like a billion times, I'm so nervous for those 2 ingredients, the octisalate and homosalate, because my skin hates those ingredients, so I might be making my breakout situation worse, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the tube, I guess. I don't know, does anybody still call YouTube the tube sometimes? Probably not. Anyway, so I definitely feel like I could use some powder, but before we get there, I have a new concealer to try. We have the Saie Slip Tint All Over Radiant Cream Concealer. I got this in the shade 3. And I feel like this is kind of marketed to be all over your face because it says all over. And so I do want to try it like that. I'm not going to try it like that today because I have my base on, but I do want to spot conceal with it as well as try it under my under eyes. So I'm just going to go, it's got pretty standard doe foot. I like it though. It has like a smell that's very familiar to me, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, this shade might not be great with the color of the tinted SPF, but we're just gonna try to make it work. I definitely need some coverage. I have no idea how this is gonna work on blemishes, but we're gonna try it. Typically I would spot conceal before using any sort of product like this or foundation, like a lighter coverage foundation, but I didn't want to do that today because I wanted to see how this would apply over it, and if this didn't do everything I wanted it to, I want to see how this works to spot conceal. So I do want to let this sit for a second because I could tell when I put it on, it's very emollient, I guess maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It's going to be very easy to work with, and I want to see if I can get some decent coverage on my blemishes and stuff. I need to go wet my sponge anyway, so let me go do that. And when we get back, we're gonna start blending this out. I do think for the spot concealing, I'm gonna use my finger to blend it out. So that way the sponge doesn't soak up coverage, and we'll kind of see how it works from there. All right, so this has been sitting for about 30 seconds, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out, kind of see what we've got going here. I definitely think I think this concealer would be light coverage if you blended it out immediately. The consistency of it tells me that. And I've tried a lot of concealer, so I feel like I'm well versed on the subject. It looks nice. Some coverage, I would say light medium. I'm still seeing a little bit of darkness, but it's not terrible. I don't love a full coverage concealer because I don't feel like it looks very natural, which I know I'm not exactly known for super natural makeup looks, but I am for makeup looks that don't look super unnatural. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and see kind of how this concealer works as a spot concealer. You can definitely see some redness peeking through. This is gonna be the real, like, what's really gonna tell me how this works as a spot concealer. I feel like it's covered a little bit. You can still see some of the pigmentation. I feel like it's clinging to the blemishes in a very odd way. So I'm not loving that. It's not my favorite. Let's see what it kind of does on this burn. It's healing, like it's not an open wound up here anymore. It's just, you know, I've been applying Aquaphor to hope that it will help. I feel like that did nothing. It's covering a little bit, but honestly, I feel like it didn't do that much for like on top of what this had already done. So not the greatest spot concealer. It's okay under the eyes. I'm not overly impressed with the complexion products right now. Like, I feel like this is good. And if you have like really dry skin, I have pretty dry skin. It's a combination right now. But if you're like somebody who's like, your skin is the desert, this might be great for that. I feel like it's very dewy. And the Tower 28 one is as well, but that one provides more coverage and it works well with powder. I'm interested to see how this one's gonna work with powder. And in regard to this, I'm not hating it, but I don't know if it's necessarily worth the price. So I'll have to play with it some more, kind of see how it works all over the face, but honestly, not in love with my face right now. I'm just gonna powder, kind of see how it works with powder. Not loving it. It's not the worst I've ever looked, but I'm just not loving it. And for the price of those two products, I feel like I want a little bit better, but this could also be a preference thing for me, you know, in particular. But it's not terrible. I just don't know if they're worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and powder though and fill in my eyebrows, and we're gonna come back and try the bronzer, blush, and highlight I got, which I'm very, very excited about. All three of them. I'm so, so excited. I powdered with the Essence Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I'm almost done with this. And I do feel like I'm still seeing a little bit of a glow. Hopefully that won't mess with the cheek products too much, but like I always do, I'm going to be trying these products after this video anyway, and then giving you like a full makeup reviews in the future. But the powder I'm going to try out today is actually from the Sephora line. It is their Sephora Matte Bronzer. It's brand new. I got it in the shade 00, and it is just the perfect lighter bronzer. I do feel like it's a little bit darker than I was expecting, but I still think it's gonna work really well. I'm also gonna try out the Fenty Beauty Chic Hugging Bronzer Brush. This is not new, but it is new to me. I've seen so many people raving about this, and I just had to give it a try. It's a very interesting shape for a bronzer brush, or really any sort of brush, but I think it's gonna be great. I've seen people literally like drag it. Hopefully I'll be able to do that considering my base is still pretty glowy, so I'm just gonna take it on there and oh, we're just kind of gonna see. Ooh, this smells like a perfume I used to have, which is maybe a little bit disconcerting, but it's fine. I feel like I'm doing my bronzer brush wrong because I'm dragging it so much, but that is looking really nice. I don't feel like it's catching on what dewiness I do have. So I just keep dipping it in. I feel like this is a very workable bronzer because I have dipped it in. Now I am like tapping it off. But wow, that looks really good. I'm loving this tone. So I'm just gonna like do the same thing on this side. Yeah, that is looking really nice, and it's not sticking to any place. So I guess up here I'll just kind of like do a sweeping motion and a dotting motion. You can still see where I burned myself because my foundation and concealer, gosh, I'm so glowy. I feel like I need to powder again. We're gonna be really glowy because the blush I'm trying out is quite glowy, and I think the highlighter I'm trying out is gonna be quite glowy. So we're just gonna go with the glow. Should be on a t-shirt. Gosh, that is looking really nice. Okay, so I'm loving this brush, and I'm really loving this bronzer. That went on so smooth. I'll try this with other bronzer brushes, but honestly, these two together, so great. And honestly, I think this is gonna work with so many different kinds of bronzers, and I think this is gonna work with many different kinds of brushes. So yeah, I'm loving that though. Let's go to the blush. So I could not help myself. I had to pick up the new Rare Beauty Luminous blush. I know that so many people were like, oh, we want a matte blush. I have to be honest with you, I love a good glowy blush. My favorite, like all-time favorite blush is this one from M Cosmetics. It's their Heaven's Glow blush in the shade Baroque. This is perfect if you are fair and you need something like neutral. It's beautiful, but I do think this one might be a little bit glowier. I got this in the shade Hope, and the reason I got this in the shade Hope is because I felt like it pulled both rosy and slightly neutral, so I'm excited to try it out. I'm gonna get my blush brush from Angie Hot and Flashy. You can see I love these brushes, and I'm just gonna go in. This is gonna be so glowy, but I have such high hopes. Oh yeah, that is glowy and quite pigmented, but really in such a nice way. I'm glowing to the high heavens right now. I'm gonna do the other side. Gosh, I'm literally so glowy. I feel like I need to powder again. Yeah, that is really pretty, really pigmented. So honestly, I think I would go in with an even lighter hand. It's translating well both on camera and in person, but I feel like it's actually a little bit more vibrant in person. I'm sorry, I have to like go in with this BK Beauty powder brush. It just has a little bit of residual powder because I feel like I'm so dewy. That is looking really nice though. I really like that shade. I could see this becoming a favorite for me. And you know, if she came out with a matte bronzer, I would not be mad about it. But I do like a good glowy bronze. Have I like bronzer. Oh my gosh. I love a good glowy blush, so I'm excited she came out with it. I'm really excited I got my hands on the shade Hope because that's the shade I wanted. And honestly, if she came out with a matte shade, I would be buying that as well because I really do love her products for the most part. In fact, the mascara I'm wearing today is the Rare Beauty one. It's my holy grail. So generally speaking, I do like her products. The highlighter I'm trying out, I don't think this is brand new. I just have never seen it before in my Sephora. So I did pick it up. It's the Sephora Colorful Luminizer. I got this in the shade Rose Quartz, which is kind of a funny name for it if you ask me, because I wouldn't say this is super rosy, but this shade was calling to me because I feel like it's gonna go really nicely with my skin tone. I'm going to go on this Wayne Goss brush. This is a brush that my friend Melissa got me years ago for my birthday. It's a very expensive brush, but it's great, and I love using it for highlighter. I'm just gonna take this on it and see how much more glow I can get on my face. Oh yeah, this is looking really nice. Honestly, it's more of a lit from within glow, which is nice considering how glowy I am currently, just from the other products. That is looking really nice. I don't even know if you can tell, but I did put it up here, and that's where that glow is coming from. There's a little bit of a sparkle, but I'm really liking that. They had a ton of different shades in this, so I could see myself even picking up another one for when I'm a little bit tanner. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Okay, so the cheek products are impressing me, which honestly, I kind of figured they would. All right, so what's left in my bag is 2 lip products. I picked up the Merit Signature Matte Lip. I love the regular one. I have it in the shade Baby and Slip, and it's one I always go back to, and I'm like, why do I ever stop using you? But I'm so excited to try out the matte one. I also picked up the Tower 28 Lip Softie in Dulce de Leche. I feel like since we're super glowy, we might as well apply both, but I'm gonna give you like individual thoughts on like when I'm applying this. So I did go ahead and line my lips. I used the, where did it go? I used the Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in Innocent. This is my go-to, but I just lined the outer bit. I got this in the shade Classic, by the way, and I'm very excited. It was between this or Antibes, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was in between this or that one, and I picked this one. Honestly, this might match my lip liner perfectly. Oh yeah, I can go ahead and tell you that I love this. Okay, I love this. It is so comfortable. It's a very soft matte. I love the color. There's nothing I don't love. I do think this is one you'll probably have to reapply, but it is not drying. It feels so good, and I'm loving the color so much. Okay, I love you. I love you. Let's go ahead and break open Tower 28's Dulce de Leche because I cannot wait to try this. I can't possibly wait. I'm excited. I've heard these smell so good, almost too good, so I'm interested in that. Of course, I got the nude shade Dulce de Leche. It is like a Blistex sort of container, but you know, honestly, I'm not mad about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Gosh, that does smell good. Holy cannoli, that smells good. Okay, it's so comfortable. Gosh, it's like caramel, which is, gosh, okay. Yeah, that does smell really good. Applied beautifully. I love the way that feels. I'm excited to kind of use it on its own for a more chill look, but on top of that, Merit lipstick, it's looking really nice as well. Honestly, these shades work so well together, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like this overall turned out pretty well. I'm excited for most of these things. All right, so that is it for today's video. I would say that everything other than the Protectant from Supergoop and the Slip Tint Concealer from Saie really wowed me and kind of knocked my socks off. These were just okay. I wouldn't say go run out and get them. I'll of course keep trying them and kind of let you know how I'm feeling after I've tried them for a while in my next makeup reviews video, but as of right now, honestly, they're just okay. I would recommend the Tower 28 one over this, and honestly, for the Saie concealer, I would recommend the Catrice True Skin instead. It's just better. You might as well just save your money because the Saie one is not worth it in my opinion. It's just fine, but the Catrice one blows it right out of the water. Everything else though really wowed me. I love the eyeshadow palette, so excited to use that again. I love the cheek products, the lip products, the bronzer brush. Everything really wowed me except for those 2 products that I already mentioned. I'm just really excited to keep trying these products out, and of course, like I said, I'll let you know in the next makeup reviews video kind of how I'm feeling. But anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, or at least found it enjoyable and entertaining to watch. Maybe we got ready together, maybe you chilled on your couch and watched me, or maybe you just watched me on your phone. Whatever, I hope that you enjoyed this video regardless. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you become a part of my little family over here long term. Also check out the rest of my channel if you haven't yet, and just kind of see if you like what I put out there. I do lifestyle videos, I do beauty videos like this, other types of beauty videos, we do empties, vlogs, we do an assortment of things over here, and if you like what I put out there, I'd love to have you subscribe, like I said. But anyway, that is it, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!